And following 2 days of negotiations aimed at reducing trade tensions, US and China adopted an optimistic tone. The preliminary deal gives a framework on trade flows. However, financial markets failed to reflect that optimism. In Asia, Chinese stocks led the gains, jumping over 1% to the highest in a month. Chinese shares listed in Hong Kong rose to the highest in a month as well. However, benchmarks in Japan and South Korea pared their gains in early trade on Wednesday. European and Wall Street futures dipped, defying euphoria on US-China trade talks. And despite the modest moves on Wednesday, global stocks are still at a record high. The S&P 500 is inching closer to its all-time high, recovering sharply from April lows. The dollar edged marginally higher, while treasuries dipped ahead of US inflation data later on Wednesday. In other tariff news, a federal appeals court allowed Trump to continue with his global trade taxes. In commodities, oil declined as traders parsed signals on US trade policy. Oil prices fell for a second day due to US trade policy headlines, with benchmark Brent crude near $66 a barrel. Crude has dropped this year due to the Trump administration's aggressive trade agenda. OPEC's faster than expected capacity restoration has raised concerns about a glut year later this year and weighed on oil prices. And for more on this, my colleague and WION's correspondent Susan Tehrani sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
Wall Street closed higher on Tuesday. Optimism around U.S.-China trade talks lifted markets, while Tesla shares jumped nearly 6% on robo-taxi speculations and support from President Donald Trump. Chip stocks also rose in hopes of easing export restrictions. On the downside, McDonald's slipped amid concerns tied to weight loss drugs. Changes in America's eating habits, spurred by the use of GLP-1s, which are designed to help regulate users' appetite, pose an underappreciated threat to some food industries. All eyes are now on Wednesday's key inflation report. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.